In 1993, I was 13 years old. My cousin and I, we wrote up like 10 questions to ask the head coach, Paul Westphal, of the Phoenix Suns, questions about how the season was going. We didn't know that the Phoenix Suns would end up in the NBA Finals against the Chicago Bulls. I spent about 2 months calling the AmeriQuest Arena, the Phoenix Suns offices, Paul Westphal's secretary, leading up to an interview that I was able to conduct with Paul Westphal on February 27th, 1993, after a Saturday practice. After the interview, I got to meet Charles Barkley. Paul Westphal led me to the locker room, and as we walked in, said, "Hey, Chuck, someone here wants to meet you." And definitely one of the greatest experiences I've ever had, and one of the greatest encouragements I've had to start Quinn's next step. I forgot somewhere along the way who I was, who God made me to be, and the encouragements that I received from my mom in particular. My mom and my stepdad at the time, they drove me down to the AmeriQuest Arena. They dropped me off. I walked through the garage to the security office, where they then led me through the underbelly of AmeriQuest Arena. Got to see the practice court. Tom Chambers was standing there, watching people practice, and then went to the coach's office where I met Paul Westphal and sat down and had this interview.
Okay, question number one. How does it feel to be the coach for the Suns after your years of playing for them?
Well, it's really a nice feeling. I never expected to be the coach, but I really like Phoenix and I like the team, and to be able to coach them is something that is very exciting.
Okay. How do you feel to have the NBA's best record in your first year of coaching professional basketball?
Well, it's really fun. In this game, it's hard to enjoy it if you're not winning, and to have the best record is a great feeling. The problem is we haven't done anything yet. All we've done is put ourselves in position to do something good, and we wouldn't trade places with anybody, but we have a lot of basketball to still play.
Okay. Do you think that the Suns have a good chance at winning the NBA title?
Well, I think we have a real good chance. There are a lot of other teams that have a real good chance too, but because of us having the best record, I think that we have a better chance than anybody else, because if we can continue to have the best record, we'll have the home court advantage and in the playoffs, and that would make us the favorite.
Okay. Who do you think your best player is this year?
Well, I think Charles Barkley's our best player. A lot of other guys are having great years, but he certainly is the one that's most responsible for making us the team we are.
Okay. What team do you think is the hardest team to match up with?
I think that probably the Chicago Bulls, because nobody can guard Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen's not easy to guard either, and they're very good defensively also. But another team that's really very hard to match up with is Cleveland and Seattle.
Okay. What is your overall basic game plan?
Well, we just like to play to our strengths, and we try to take away the strengths of the other team and make them play to their weaknesses. So for the most part, we go into Charles Barkley and see how the other team plays him. If they double him, whoever's open scores, and if they don't double him, then he scores. And defensively, we try to take away the other team's best options and make their players that aren't used to shooting a lot to try to beat us.
Okay. What did it feel like when they voted against your protest at the Spurs?
Well, we had to expect them to vote against it. The NBA doesn't like protests, and they look for any excuse they can to not uphold protests. We thought that we should have won it, but the fact that we didn't win it is just something that's out of our control, and we just had to put it out of our mind and go on to the next game.
Okay. This relates to that question. When you lost to the Spurs and also lost the protest, do you think that the team got discouraged?
No, I don't think we got discouraged. I think that in the NBA there are a lot of ups and downs, and you win some, you lose some, and you have to go play the next game no matter what. So I think we just dealt with it and went on to the next game.
Okay. How long will you be coaching for the Suns?
Well, I like coaching the Suns, and I hope I can coach for a long time. A lot of times coaches don't get to keep their job for a long time, so there's really no way for me to answer that. Nobody knows the future.
Okay. Which one of your players do you think listens to your coaching the most?
Oh, I think they all pretty much listen to my coaching. I think that it's important to let them play the game the way that they're most comfortable playing it. So I probably don't do as much teaching and coaching as maybe your coach would in junior high school or high school. But they all are very open and receptive to what we try to do.
Okay. Is it enjoyable being an NBA coach?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I don't know if I would enjoy coaching the Dallas Mavericks and only have 4 wins, but I'm really loving coaching this team.
Is it an easy job?
I don't think it's an easy job. It has its ups and downs, but I really like it a lot, and I wouldn't trade it for any other job.
Okay. Were you under any pressure in your coaching debut this season?
I think that anytime you have 20,000 people watching all your games and a whole bunch of people watching on television, you can feel that it's important that you do well. But I didn't think that there was any extraordinary pressure because I'm used to it.
Okay. How does Richard Dumas compare to Cedric Ceballos and Oliver Miller to Mark West in terms of playing abilities, in your opinion?
Well, I think that Richard Dumas is a player who has a more versatile offensive game than Cedric Ceballos. They're both very effective. Cedric's a better offensive rebounder and probably is able to even score more points than Richard. Richard is a better shooter, probably a better passer, and better defensively as far as getting steals and blocking shots, but they're both outstanding players. I think that Oliver Miller and Mark West has more experience, and I think at this point of his career knows the league better and is a little tougher. And Oliver Miller has more skills than Mark offensively. He's able to pass and shoot a lot better than Mark is, but he doesn't understand the NBA as well yet.
Okay. Who do you think is the best rookie in the NBA this season?
Well, I don't think there's any question that Shaquille O'Neal is the best rookie. He's the best rookie to come into the league in a long time. I think that Richard Dumas, after Shaquille, is right up there with any of them now.
Okay. Who do you think is the best veteran in this season?
Well, I think that Charles Barkley's having the best year, and I think between Charles and Michael Jordan, one of those guys is the best veteran.
Okay. And finally, who do you think is the best overall player in the NBA?
Well, it's probably Michael Jordan, but I'm not so sure that I could take him over Charles Barkley the way Charles is playing for us.
I have to agree with that one. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said that after every answer he gave. And yes, at the time in '93, Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan, they were top-notch players, especially that part in the season. And I thought Charles might have been able to take Jordan and the Bulls that season. Fortunately, that did not happen. And hopefully I don't get too dinged for this, but here is some clips from the TNT segment on the passing of Paul Westphal in 2021.
But that to me is a perfect example of Paul Westphal.
Yeah.
Who just humility, makes you laugh. I'm gonna miss him. I'm glad when I got traded to Phoenix, he was my coach. But he means a lot to me and the people in Arizona, and we're going to miss him. I want to thank TNT for letting me say that. And I haven't seen that interview, but that was a perfect example of him.
Personality.
Yes, personality-wise.
Yeah,
And with that, thanks for watching, and thanks, Coach. Appreciate you and everything you did for a 13-year-old boy who wanted to interview you. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit like if you like this video, hit subscribe for more content, and hit that notification bell so you'll never miss an episode. Please leave a comment below if you'd like, and we'll see you on the next step.